What are some things men are actually not ready to hear? Go to the doctor, therapist, psychiatrist, etc. It's not a weakness to admit you need professional help. Weakness is trying to make it on your own when such an attitude will kill you faster. Men actively avoiding professional help is the root of many of society's ills. On a similar note, if people are suggesting you go, out of the blue, giving you unasked for advice regarding health, physical and mental, and yes, those tricks to calm down and control your anger count, then follow their advice. Is like, if people offer you gum, you might have bad breath, so take it. Women in customer service are simply treating you with basic human kindness. Stop being so damn creepy towards them. Once when I was working in a deli, a guy came over and asked me out after my shift. I told him I'm happily married, so no thank you. I turned to the side to continue my prep work and he kept talking. I just see you here all the time. Yes, I work here? I just think you're so beautiful. Okay, I'm married. My awesome boss came over and shooed him off. You aren't helping around the house, you are a member of the household taking responsibility for maintaining the place you live. We are partners. We both maintain the place we live in. It is both of our responsibilities to make sure it's clean, in working condition and habitable. You and I can both see the kitchen is dirty. But you choose to play video games for 4 hours after dinner and those dishes don't do themselves. By not doing them, you assume I will. I used to go on strike, where I just wouldn't wash the dishes after dinner and see how long it took him to take action. Turns out that was 2 days or until he needed a dirty dish. I did this a few times, but ultimately decided this passive-aggressive back and forth was not what I wanted in a partnership. If you're shitty with me, don't contribute equally to the house and don't emotionally support me, it's not withholding sex, if I don't want to sleep with you. Your shitty attitude means I don't find you sexually attractive, and have lost all respect for them as a human and partners. Why do women want to bang someone they lose respect for? Answer: they don't. Also, if it's not the respect thing, it might be that I'm fucking exhausted doing extra adulting because you can't do basic, functional human chores. We're not all bitches by default. I've been told I'm cold, standoffish, I should smile more, it wouldn't kill me to say hi, etc. etc. I was the warmest, friendliest, silliest kid. I still am super bubbly and chatty and smiley with those I trust. But if I'm alone in public? I learned so many lessons through my teen years that being a bitch was my defense. Smiling at an older man in the grocery store invited him to make a sexual comment to me. Making eye contact on the street got me catcalled and called names when I ignored them. Saying hi in a restaurant got me felt up. I was 14 when men started making comments about my body, looks, and dating life. I was barely 18 when a 31-year-old man thought my friendliness meant I needed to date him. I was 26 when a 60-year-old man took one conversation as me being interested. And what happened to me is the norm. I didn't even have a bad time of it. This is what happens to the girls and women that you know. And a lot of times it's so much worse. So if you tell me to smile, I'll happily tell you to fuck off. Also sometimes, your world doesn't revolve around entertaining strangers. Sometimes you're having your own experiences and emotions, and it's none of their business what your face looks like, and you don't have to cater to their feelings. Men would be weirded out as fuck if other men constantly demanded their attention and smiles in public. Your friends may be great guys with you and other guys, but that doesn't mean they don't treat women like shit when you're not around. Birds of a feather typically flock together, so when you support your actively problematic friends, family, don't be surprised when women look at you and see you as a threat also. So many guys I know still hang out with men who were accused, confirmed to have done very bad things ranging from assault to general assholeness, and then wonder why women they like start to distance themselves from them. Because you've shown you are willing to put up with that behavior, therefore we are not sure if you also do that behavior. Men need to compliment each other more and generally support each other more rather than relying on the women in their life to do that. One of the comments on that Reddit thread was about how they wished they were complimented more and held on to random compliments for years afterwards. Women generally don't compliment men because they interpret friendliness as flirting. You have healthy friends. My group is super close. As we got older, we started telling each other we love each other. Having fathers who passed away without saying it to us fucked us up, so we talked one night and decided that wasn't gonna be us. If we die tomorrow, you'll know how we felt about you. When unfamiliar men hear it, they get weird looks and say weird shit about us being soft, or some shit. Then they get huffy because one of us will tell them something along the lines of, sorry, you're so insecure you can't tell another man you love him. It's not like we spoon each other every night. I mean, if I can't hug or spoon with my best friend, I'm living life wrong, lol. It's not my job to fix you. You have to find your own resources and do your own work. When men talk about how they can't show emotions the same way, why do we then have to make room for your angry outbursts? I don't ask permission to feel my feelings, I feel them and then cope. You can learn that too, without me showing you how. Yes, guess we women are not rehabilitation centers for poorly behaved men. If you've ever guilted, sulked, cajoled, begged and whined until a woman has sex with you, that was not consensual sex. End of story. And if you have, it is your fault she no longer wants to have sex with you. not hers. Even if you are in a relationship, you assaulted her. Why would she want to have sex with you ever again? Rapists and abusers are often just regular seeming people with friends and family who love them. They can even be especially charming or attractive and will put up a convincing false front to anyone who isn't their victim. And every last one will claim that any accusation is false and driven by a bitter ex or something. I don't think that this is that difficult of truth to accept that these people exist. What does seem too difficult to accept is that you might be friends or family to such a person. Tons of guys on Reddit love to talk about their buddy who was falsely accused. And an awful lot of them are wrong about the false part. I recently saw a story about a guy who was shot and killed while breaking into his ex's house. Her dad warned him several times that he had a gun and to walk away. The psychopath kept trying to bust through the door and was shot the second he did. His family started a page to get justice for him, saying he shouldn't have been shot. And we wonder how men get like this in the first place. Surrounded by a bunch of enablers. Wash your butt. Wash your penis. Wash your hands after you use the bathroom. Yes, even after you pee. I don't care if you think you're not touching your penis, you're still touching it more than you think. Take care of your toenails. If you can't reach them, get a pedicure. Ditto fingernails, especially if you expect to put those things in or near any of my orifices. The clitoris is not located in the leg pit. The clitoris is not a record for you to pretend to scratch like a DJ. Unless we specifically ask for it. No, we do not want your teeth anywhere near our genitals. Or stomach. Or inner thigh. Your penis size is lovely, but it's not nearly as important as you make sure there's a reasonable amount of foreplay before you just stick it in. Unless we ask for it. No, we do not want 30 to 45 minutes of relentless jackhammering. Talk about a snooze fest. We're probably not going to come from penetration alone. It's not your penis fault. Most vagina havers just aren't built that way. When you raise your voice, it is scary. We don't care that you would never hurt us. The last guy who hurt us said the same thing. Our emotions aren't always about you. We're whole people with independent thoughts and feelings. Us having friendships that include emotional support outside of our relationship is healthy. You should try it sometime. Yes, we talk about our intimate lives with our friends. If you don't want us talking about our sex life, that needs to be a conversation. But also keep in mind that we sometimes do this to make sure we're not being mistreated. Our friends keep us grounded and give us advice. Please don't tell me our jokes because you see me as one of the guys. I'm going to pretend I don't get it. If your parents make your sisters do all the cooking and cleaning and you don't have to help, you are directly benefiting from sexism. Expecting your wife to do everything because that's how you were raised is you upholding the status quo. The world is generally set up for them. Safety equipment, seatbelts, tools, pharmaceuticals, pretty much everything is based on male anatomy and physiology, and that makes it more dangerous, less useful for us. We are frequently dismissed, ignored by doctors, to the point that it takes years longer for us to get a diagnosis. This gets worse if you add in other factors like being a woman of color, being overweight, or having an existing medical condition. We don't all constantly walk around terrified, we're used to it. I barely even register that certain thoughts and behaviors are fear-based, they're just how I move in the world. We take on, or get pushed into, a lot of mental tasks, and that is tiring. Having to plan all the meals, and keep track of what's going bad or needs to be used, what we need to buy to have a full meal, what needs to be cleaned and what we need to clean, takes a toll. Just be a grown-up and do what needs to be done. Don't rely on your partner for all care tasks like making appointments for kids, pets, etc. Hey, if you like the video so far, consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video for more. When women tell the stories of their experiences, they aren't lying, being overdramatic, etc. In most cases, they are making it less than it was because men generally can't deal with, accept women's reality. Testosterone doesn't excuse any kind of inappropriate behavior. I have heard that high testosterone makes people violent, and high testosterone and super low estrogen make people especially violent. I am a cis guy who has had really low testosterone my whole life, about 25% of what it should be, started HRT a couple of years ago, and I get 2,200 milligrams in pellet form every 4 months, which I am pretty sure is significantly higher than normal for trans men. So I went from very, very low testosterone like 200 nanograms DL and fairly high estradiol, to very high testosterone, like around 1,600-ish DL, and massively suppressed estradiol. Absolutely no noticeable difference in temperament either by me or my normal partner who was warned to watch out for it. I am still the same super calm and relaxed teddy bear I always was. It seems like completely a BS excuse to me. That being mean to everyone but me isn't attractive. It just shows one day you'll see me as everyone else and treat me like shit. The best thing I did was find a man who is nice and helpful to everyone. You can share your own story down in the comment below, and thanks for watching the video.